Welcome to Pulse of Africa channel, your reliable place for real up-to-date news from across Africa. If this is your first time here, please make sure to like, share, and subscribe so you stay updated, informed, and connected to what's really happening from across the continent. Your engagement keeps our voice alive and strong. Disclaimer: the content of this video is based on credible, publicly available information, official statements, and other authentic online materials. It is intended for educational, analytical, and informational purposes only. We do not promote hate, violence, misinformation, or political unrest. Our sole objective is to provide context-rich insight into current affairs, amplify local perspectives, and support informed dialogue across Africa and the global community. A respected legal scholar and outspoken Pan-Africanist, Professor Patrick Locke Otieno Lumumba, popularly known as PLO Lumumba, delivered one of his most provocative speeches yet, a no-holds-barred message on the future of democracy and development in Africa. Speaking at a high-level event in Nigeria, he warned of a new scramble for Africa. But unlike the 19th century colonization, this time it's more silent and sophisticated. Today, Lumumba declared, we elect our leaders, presidents, governors, and ministers, but the real power comes after the elections. According to Lumumba, foreign interests, particularly from the West, now influence African policies not through force, but through soft power and conditional aid. He named names from Bill Gates to Tony Blair, Emmanuel Macron to World Bank officials, all of whom, he says, advise African leaders behind closed doors. But that advice often comes with strings attached. This kind of pressure, he argued, is never placed on countries like China, India, Vietnam, or Korea, but only on Africa. He pointed to institutions like the IMF and the World Bank as agents of this subtle control. According to Lumumba, they now dictate what African universities teach, which industries to privatize, and even which crops to grow. And while many African leaders seem unaware or unbothered, Lumumba warns that the new scramble is happening right before our eyes, and it's more dangerous because it's hidden. From China to Turkey, France to Qatar, the world is in Africa, but Africa is not in charge. He moved from analysis to rallying call. If you've traveled across Africa and seen the progress in places like Rwanda, Botswana, or Mauritius, then you must feel pain that the rest of the continent is still stuck. He highlighted Rwanda's incredible recovery from genocide, praising their strides in healthcare and technology despite limited resources. They don't have the minerals that Congo has, but they are doing it in their own small way, so it can be done, he said. He criticized Africa's fractured telecommunication systems, each country with its own phone code, satellite agreements, and internet infrastructure. How can we talk about digital transformation when I travel from Kenya to Nigeria and lose internet connection? He asked. Why can't Africa operate under one satellite, one code, and one market? Because we are still too divided, he says.
Today, we are in a crisis. And I'm suggesting that part of our crisis is not only the colonial, but the post-colonial. And as I speak now, what is undermining our development is that there is a new scramble for Africa. The new scramble for Africa is a little bit more different. It is not, they will allow us to have our leaders. We'll elect our presidents. We'll elect our governors. We'll have our ministers. That will happen, but they are not bothered. After we have elected them, you'll then see them sending their arrows head. You'll see Bill Gates come and meet your president. You'll see Tony Blair come and meet your president. You'll see Macron come and meet your president. You'll see all of them. And then they will never admit, but they'll be told, if you want money in agriculture, behave this way. If you want money in this area, behave this way. They will never tell that to the Chinese. They will never tell that to the Indians. They will never tell that to the Vietnamese. They will never tell that to the Koreans. But in Africa, they tell us. That is why, as I speak to you now, under this new scramble, the IMF and the World Bank are back, telling you who to hire in your universities, what to sell and what not to sell. It is a sad situation. So today, as I look at Africa in that new scramble, the Chinese are here. I hope that this institution was not built by the Chinese. The Turks are here. The British are here. The French are here. The Qataris are here. The Americans are here. This time round, they are so subtle that we don't even recognize them, but they control us. What are we going to do about it in order to develop? We must do something. And if we don't do that thing else, you who have been trained in this institution, you have traveled the world. You have traveled Nigeria. There are two things that you can do with your traveling. You can marvel. Says it is great in China. You can marvel. You can wonder or feel pain. I'm urging you to feel pain. To feel pain for the continent of Africa, and in your own way, when you go out there, go and do something about it, because it has also been demonstrated that it can be done. I've traveled across this continent and I've seen that development is possible. I was in Rwanda before 1994. I was in Rwanda in 1996. Genocide. 1 million dead. Its obituary written. Will never rise, they said. You go to Rwanda now. They are demonstrating that it can be done. Go to Kigali now. See what they are doing in the health sector in their own small way. See how they are collaborating in the area of mobile telephony in their own small way. It can be done. I've been to Botswana and I've seen what they are doing in their own small way. I've been to Mauritius, see what they are doing in their own small way. And they do not have the resources that other countries have. They do not have the resources that the Democratic Republic of Congo has. And I'm giving these examples to say that indeed it can be done, and it can be done within the continent of Africa.
Professor Lumumba's speech has sparked intense reactions across Africa. Many youth activists and Pan-African thinkers praised his honesty, calling it a much-needed truth bomb. Social media lit up with quotes from the speech, especially among students and intellectuals in West Africa and the Horn. Some praised his focus on energy trade and industrialization, pointing out how he highlighted the role of the Inga Dam, the Grand Renaissance Dam in Ethiopia, and solar opportunities across the Sahel. However, critics argue that while Lumumba identifies the problems accurately, his solutions are sometimes too idealistic. One Nigerian policy expert told Pulse of Africa, "Yes, we agree that Africa needs unity, but dismantling decades of foreign economic dependence can't happen overnight. It requires not just speeches, but structural action." And others took issue with Lumumba's warnings about secessionist movements, like those in Baroteland of Zambia, Caprivi of Namibia, or the Volta region of Ghana. Some felt he downplayed legitimate local grievances. Still, his central message remains powerful. Make unity attractive. Make leadership feel like belonging, or people will break away. And in that, Lumumba echoes a truth many leaders avoid, that democracy without inclusion is dangerous. Professor Lumumba's message is not just for presidents and policymakers, but also for you, a citizen or the viewer. Are we doing enough to build the Africa we want, or are we still trapped in someone else's game? As Lumumba said, Africa can change, but only if we change our minds. So what do you think? Is Africa finally waking up to take charge of its destiny? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like this video, share it with someone who needs to hear the message, and subscribe to Pulse of Africa channel, your go-to source for fearless reporting across the continent. Thank you for watching.